While South Africa and the world were preoccupied with the courtroom drama of the Pistorius trial, down the road in Pretoria, a very different kind of drama has been playing to rapt audiences. The story of the Marikana massacre has seeped deep into the national consciousness. The horror of the real-life drama stunned the world. Miners who had for days been protesting for better wages were suddenly confronted by hundreds of armed police. 34 miners were killed. Not a single officer was injured, but police insist they acted in self-defense. As a marathon inquiry reaches its critical phase, such claims now lie in tatters.
We have identified that some of the people were not shot only once. There were multiple shots. How can you say that it was self-defense or it was an accident?
It was my first time to hear so many gunshots.
Lawyers argue that eyewitness testimony and video evidence have dismantled the police case. They say this footage shows miners were trying to leave peacefully before they were herded towards the police and shot. Now attention has turned to prosecuting those responsible, and lawyers are going right to the top. In their sights, Cyril Ramaphosa, one-time anti-apartheid struggle hero, now South Africa's deputy president.
There must be prosecutions, there must be compensation, and more importantly, there must be an exposition of who the real culprits are, outside of the people who pulled the trigger, as it were.
George Bizos shot to prominence when he represented his friend Nelson Mandela when he was on trial in the 1960s.
And Mandela is there.
He's now a leading lawyer at the Marikana inquiry. Bizos' main target is the National Police Commissioner, Riah Phiyega. Her appearances at the commission were widely criticised as arrogant and evasive.
I will repeat the question that the answer that I gave yesterday.
That's not very clear to me.
She claims she can't remember the critical meeting of top police commanders the night before the massacre, during which they decided to take action.
The fact speaks for themselves. You can't believe anybody that says such a highly improbable thing that she forgot that she was at a meeting the night before.
What charges would you recommend she faces?
What the law provides, that if there's a wrong done, the persons who are in charge are vicariously liable.
Is that a murder charge against her?
Yes.
Evidence against the police appears to be damning. 4 mortuary vans were ordered to Marikana hours before the shooting, as well as 4,000 extra rounds of ammunition. Most of the miners killed were shot in the back or in the head, some in the back of the head. Some victims appear to have been handcuffed. Others had weapons planted on them. Despite these horrific details, at a police gathering just 2 days after the massacre, Commissioner Phiyega praised her team.
Whatever happened represents the best of responsible policing. I want to be unpolice-like. I want you to actually applaud yourself.
I tracked down Commissioner Phiyega to a conference in Cape Town, where I asked her about demands she faced prosecution.
Some of the lawyers are suggesting that charges should even be brought against yourself, murder charges in connection. How do you respond in connection with what happened with Marikana? How do you respond to that?
My response to that is that A, we are on record as the police to say it has been an unprecedented event. And secondly, we've given our all to participate in the commission.
One thing that came up in the commission was that there was evidence that some miners were shot in cold blood and that some evidence was planted on dead miners. Yet you said in the wake of the massacre that it was the best of South African policing. Do you stand by those comments now?
I have told you that we've made our submission to the Commission. We're waiting for the Commission to come out with their findings.
As a popular former head of the National Union of Mine Workers, Cyril Ramaphosa was considered Mandela's spiritual heir.
Determination of our members to fight for a living wage.
He was at Mandela's side on his release from jail. Now lawyers want Ramaphosa charged. At the time of the massacre, Ramaphosa no longer represented the miners, but was on the side of the mine owners. He was on the board of Lonmin, the company that owns the Marikana site. The Commission has seen emails sent by Ramaphosa which shows he used his connections to lobby government ministers to take action against the miners. In one, he described the strike as a criminal act, explains the president will be briefed, and the police minister encouraged to act in a more pointed way.
You'll be charged with murder alongside...
Lawyers say Ramaphosa's intervention set in motion a chain of commands, resulting in the catastrophic police action.
We can't call for peace when there is no justice.
As Bishop of Pretoria, Seoka has long been a vocal campaigner for justice in South Africa. He was in Marikana as a mediator on the day of the massacre and was shocked by Ramaphosa's attitude when he spoke to his old comrade in the immediate aftermath.
I did feel let down because I have known him and worked with him for many years when I was a priest in Soweto. So it's not like we were strangers. I had respect of him and he respected me as well. But on that particular day, he took my call, but he never really came back to me to say what he had done. Given the content of the emails and the stories that Cyril was busy talking to the ministers concerned and the police, so he is liable. He also should be charged for murder.
So Ramaphosa should be charged
for murder, yeah, and for influencing police to take a violent action against the workers.
This man killed the people in Marikana. He killed them. He's a killer for profit.
Ramaphosa has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, but the outrage over his perceived responsibility has spilled over at the Commission. It's even reached Parliament, where opposition MPs have repeatedly attacked him.
Deputy President's hands has got blood, a lot of blood of 34 innocent mine workers.
Please withdraw that.
I'm not going to do that. The Deputy President killed the people in Marikana.
Honorable Malema.
The lead lawyer for the miners says the massacre was a crime against humanity and is pushing for Ramaphosa to be tried outside South Africa.
Our clients' feeling is that some of them might not, face proper justice in South Africa. So one or two of them might be recommended for prosecution in the International Criminal Court.
The very notion that Nelson Mandela's successors could even be linked to such accusations is seen as a betrayal of everything he struggled for. Marikana occurred 16 months before he died, but his close friends were urged never to discuss the traumatic events with him.
We talked about things, but we avoided things that we thought would make him feel sad.
What do you think Mr. Mandela would have made of it?
He would have been devastated about it.
What had become of our politicians, of our struggle heroes? Evidently, money had become more important than people's lives. Positions were more important than protecting human rights. We're not safe. That the government is not there to protect us. That we're most vulnerable than we were before. In the apartheid, at least we knew who the enemy was. Today, we don't know, because it's one of ours.
For Bishop Seoka and many others, justice for the dead will only be delivered if those involved in the killings are finally prosecuted. Such justice was elusive during the days of apartheid tyranny. This is the biggest test yet of whether those days have truly been left behind.